Assalamu alaikum, boys and girls. This is Tayta Bassima. Today I'm going to read this book for you, which I wrote myself. Mohammad's First Ramadan and Eid by Bassima Dandan. Muhammad's father came home one night with important news. Tomorrow is the first day of the month of Ramadan. Jamal and his mother gleamed with excitement as they rushed to welcome Mr. Ahmed and gave him the traditional greetings given at the beginning of this month. Ramadan Mubarak, they said with joy while hugging him. Ramadan Mubarak to you, and to you too, Muhammad, Mr. Ahmed replied, lifting his 6-year-old son up in the air. Muhammad was puzzled. He asked, "What does Ramadan Mubarak mean?" Ramadan Mubarak is said at the beginning of the month of Ramadan. It means blessed Ramadan to you, his father explained. Ramadan is a special month for Muslims, his mother said. We fast in the daytime hours of every day in Ramadan. Muhammad did not know what fasting meant. He asked, "What is fasting?" Fasting means not eating or drinking all day long, dear. It helps us learn patience and be grateful for what we have. Fasting also means trying extra hard not to lie, talk about others, or watch too much television. Ramadan is a time to remember Allah, said Mrs. Ahmed. Muhammad thought for a moment, then said, "But if I fast, I'm going to be hungry and thirsty." "Are you going to fast? Won't you be hungry?" he asked, turning to his older brother, Jamal. "I'm 10 years old now, but when I was your age, I started to fast some days. Little by little, I was able to go without food or drink for the whole day. Inshallah, I will be able to fast the whole month of Ramadan this year. You are too young to fast because your body is still growing. Maybe you can fast with us until lunchtime, or if you can the whole day some days," replied Jamal. Muhammad exclaimed, "Oh yes, I'm going to fast tomorrow. I'm so excited. I'm going to do it. Yippee!" Mr. Ahmed came closer when he noticed his son jumping with happiness and asked what the noise was about. Muhammad replied that he would fast tomorrow. "Well, that is something to be excited about, son. But do you know what you will have to do?" asked his father. "Sure. Mom and Jamal told me I should not eat or drink all day long," said Muhammad. "MashaAllah, that's right. You are a smart boy. Do you also know that we must eat suhur to help us stay strong?" asked Mr. Ahmed. Being puzzled again, Muhammad asked what suhur meant. Mrs. Ahmed explained that suhur is a meal taken very early in the morning, just like breakfast. The only difference is that we have to wake up extra early to eat suhur. When it is dawn, we stop eating, rinse our mouth, and brush our teeth. We make our intention to fast and do not eat again until the sun sets. Excitedly, Muhammad asked his mother to wake him for suhur. Knowing that he would be awake earlier than usual, Mrs. Ahmed urged her son to go to bed extra early. Without hesitation, Muhammad changed his clothes, brushed his teeth, and jumped in bed. As he lay there, all that he could think about was how his day might be like when he would be fasting. Would he forget and start eating? Would he get hungry and thirsty? Would he feel good or tired? Early the next morning, Mrs. Ahmed gently nudged her son. "Muhammad, it is time for suhoor. Wake up." He did not budge. His mother shook him again. "Muhammad, you wanted to get up for suhoor. Please, come on. It is time to eat." This time he awoke. He remembered he wanted to try fasting. Half asleep, he walked over to the dining room where his father and big brother were already at the table. Muhammad rubbed his eyes, trying to wake up. Remembering his excitement to fast, he mumbled, "I'm going to be patient because I'm going to fast today." His father, mother, and brother were all very proud of Muhammad's intention. They gave him words of encouragement as they ate their suhoor together. He noticed his mother looking at the clock frequently. "Why are you looking at the clock so much, Mommy?" asked Muhammad. His mother replied, "I must watch for the time when we have to stop eating. It is important to stop a few minutes before dawn, otherwise our fast is not right." The family continued to eat until Mrs. Ahmed announced that it was time to stop. Remembering what he had to do, Muhammad rinsed his mouth and brushed his teeth. "I am now fasting," he announced. Mr. Ahmed recited Quran for all his family while they waited for the Fajr prayer. After their prayers, he reminded them how special the month of Ramadan is and how many more blessings and rewards each person gets for performing good actions. Ramadan is the time to try to do more good deeds. When fasting, always remember the poor and be more generous to them. We should try our best to control our temper and not get angry with anyone. We must remain calm and patient by saying, I'm fasting, explained Mr. Ahmed. Muhammad got ready for school. He was feeling proud that he was going to fast for the first time. When he arrived at school, he told his teacher and friends that he was fasting. He found out that some of his friends were also fasting for the first time. The teacher and classmates all encouraged him and promised to help each other. The morning went by quickly. As lunchtime approached, he was feeling hungry. Suddenly he remembered he was fasting and should try to be patient. He tried not to think about food. His teacher suggested he should rest at his desk. School was over and Muhammad went home. He rushed to tell his mother and brother that he was still fasting. MashaAllah, you are determined. May Allah reward you. I'm going to prepare your favorite meal for iftar, said Mrs. Ahmed. Muhammad thought for a moment, puzzled about the meaning of the word iftar. He thought that it must be the word for breaking the fast at sunset. Thank you very much, Mommy. In the living room, Muhammad found Jamal reading Quran. He sat beside him quietly, listening and pretending to read. Jamal asked him about his first day of fasting. Alhamdulillah, it has been good. I started to feel hungry, but my teacher let me rest and my hunger went away. Now I am feeling hungry and tired. I know the sun will soon set, so I will be patient. You know, now I understand how the poor people feel when they cannot find food to eat or anything to drink. I have decided to save some of my allowance so I can help the poor buy food, Muhammad said. MashaAllah, that's very thoughtful. May Allah reward you, commented Jamal. Muhammad sat by the window looking at the sun. It was getting lower and lower. Soon, Muhammad's father arrived with grocery bags. He hurried to help him. Daddy, I'm still fasting, informed Muhammad. MashaAllah, that is wonderful news. How do you feel? Asked Mr. Ahmed. I feel good. I was hungry at lunchtime, but after I rested, my hunger went away. Now I'm starving, but I know it is very close to iftar, answered Muhammad. Everyone helped put the groceries away and set the table. Reaching into one of the bags, Muhammad noticed some dates. Curiously, he asked, Why do we have dates? What do I do with them? Mrs. Ahmed told her son to put the dates on a plate and put them on the table. We will break our fast with dates and water, as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, may Allah be pleased with him, used to do. We will then pray Maghrib before eating our meal. After a few minutes, Mr. Ahmed called the adhan to let his family know they could now break their fast. Everyone recited a dua. "O Allah, I fast for you. I pray that you accept my fast, and I ask forgiveness for my sins." Each one ate 3 dates and drank water, after which they prayed Maghrib prayer. Jamal turned to Muhammad and said, "You did it! You did it! You were able to fast all day." His mother and father were proud of their young son and praised his efforts. Muhammad thought he was going to eat everything set on the table, since he had not eaten all day long. Shortly after he started eating, he felt full. His mother jokingly asked if he was not going to eat everything on the table. "I'm full already. I thought I could eat a lot, but I can't," replied Muhammad. Now you know how Ramadan is a blessing. We do not have to eat much to get full, and we are able to share with others who may not have enough, said Mrs. Ahmed. Later on in the evening, the family went to the mosque to do their Isha and Taraweeh prayers. Mohammad saw so many people there. Everyone was standing in rows following the Imam. He stood with other boys and imitated them in prayer. It was very exciting for him to be able to do what his family was doing. He felt like an adult. Many days passed. Sometimes Muhammad would fast all day. Other times he would fast only half a day. And some days he did not fast at all. His mother assured him that Allah would reward his intentions and that someday he would be able to fast every day of Ramadan. It was getting closer and closer to Eid al-Fitr. Everyone was preparing for that special day. Mrs. Ahmed, Jamal, and Muhammad decorated the whole house. It was an exciting time for everyone. Muhammad and his mother went to buy new clothes for the day of Eid. He tried on many different outfits until he decided on something he liked. Muhammad would ask his brother, parents, and teacher every day, "When is Eid? Is it tomorrow?" They all had the same answer, "Be patient, Muhammad. Eid will be on the day when the new moon appears. Look up in the sky at night and you will see the moon getting smaller and smaller," said his mother. One night, the moon disappeared. In the morning, his mother came to Muhammad with a big smile and said, "Guess what, Muhammad? Tomorrow is Eid al-Fitr." He could not believe it was finally Eid. He hugged and kissed his mother. Stopping for a moment, he asked, "Shouldn't we say Eid Mubarak?" Mrs. Ahmed proudly picked up her son. "MashaAllah, you are so bright. We should say Eid Mubarak to all Muslims on Eid Day. We should ask Allah to bless us and all the Muslims in the world." Happy and still very excited, Muhammad greeted his brother and father, wishing them a blessed Eid al-Fitr. At bedtime, Muhammad prepared himself for the next day. He laid out his clothes and shoes neatly at the end of his bed. He got in bed but could not sleep. All he could think about was how much fun he would have tomorrow. "Wake up! Wake up!" Jamal said, patting his brother. "Get up! It's Eid Day!" Muhammad sprang out of bed. He got ready and hurried to greet his parents. Everyone was dressed in their new clothes. "Eid Mubarak, Mommy! Eid Mubarak, Daddy! Thank you very much for my new clothes," he said happily. After everyone exchanged Eid greetings, Mr. Ahmed gave each of his sons some money. Mrs. Ahmed gave each of her sons a present which she had been hiding. Surprised, Mohammed took his gift. "Thank you, Mommy. What is it?" he eagerly asked while unwrapping his gift. "It's a fire truck. Oh, I've always wanted one." He quickly put the batteries in his new toy and turned it on. It began moving and making sounds like a real fire truck. Mohammed was delighted and started to giggle. Later that morning, the family went to pray with their relatives, friends, and other Muslims in a very large hall. Mohammed saw many people. Babies, children, and adults were all wearing nice clothes. Muslims from many different countries wore their traditional outfits. Everyone was smiling, hugging, and kissing, wishing one another a blessed Eid. The Imam led the people in the Eid prayer. Afterwards, the children went outside to play on the skywalker. Mohammed noticed people selling different types of food, drinks, toys, and balloons. He bought a pretty green balloon for his cousin and a bright red balloon for himself. While playing, someone caught his attention. He approached a man with a box. On the box was a picture of a very thin boy who was sad and crying. The man was calling out, "Give to the poor on this Eid al-Fitr. Don't forget those who do not have anything to eat. Help them have a happy Eid." Muhammad remembered that at the beginning of Ramadan, he had promised to give some of his money to help the poor. He reached into his pocket and put all the money he had left into the man's box. The man thanked him and wished him a happy Eid. "Allah will reward you, my son." Muhammad felt good about being able to help someone he did not know. Soon after, the family went to visit relatives and friends. Muhammad enjoyed visiting with his cousins and especially enjoyed eating the special cookies and sweets prepared for the Eid. The family later went to the park to have a picnic with the other Muslims in the community. The children played many games. They played with ropes, balls, balloons, and kites. They spent many hours together. Muhammad needed to rest a while, so he came and sat by his mother. She asked if he was enjoying himself. "Oh, yes, Mommy," he replied. "This is the best Eid I have ever celebrated because this was the first year I tried fasting. Inshallah, next year I will fast again." He jumped up and went back to play. "Inshallah," said Mrs. Ahmed, smiling. The end. I hope you enjoyed my book. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel so you can receive more notification about future books that I will read. Assalamu alaikum. And remember, Tayta Bassima loves you.